Hi everyone, I'd like to introduce you to the VETair 2 from Burtons. This, as you can see, is a completely different design. It's made from an antibacterial waterproof construction board and is designed to conveniently sit under the end of a standard tub table when not in use. If we have a look at the back of the machine, we can see our power bar. This is the lead to our wall outlet. Here we have an on-off switch. The compressor for the machine plugs into the power bar here, and we have 3 auxiliary sockets to plug in anything you may wish to. Going to the front of the machine, we have our water bottle sitting in its holder. The procedure for filling the water bottle is as follows. If we remove the lid, remove the water bottle, and just sit it to one side in this convenient drawer. Here we can see that the whole system is modular. The foot pedal can be removed from its holder. The top panel can be taken off. Inside we have our valve that controls the airflow to the bottle. Before we depressurize the bottle, it's good practice to make sure this valve is closed. We can then pull on the blue plunger to depressurize the system. Turn the assembly counterclockwise and remove from the bottle. When we fill the bottle, some practices will add an antibacterial or disinfectant in there, so chlorhexidine or something like that. At the very least, you should be using either distilled or purified water. Once filled, we can reinstall the valve assembly, making sure that we turn on the valve to a perpendicular position. At this point, it's worth noting that periodically, we recommend once a week, we drain whatever moisture may have built up in the tank. It's quite normal. Remove the blue hose, hold into a suitable receptacle and open this valve by turning clockwise. Making sure that after all the water is drained out or any moisture is drained out, we close that valve again. And that's good to go. Here we have our power box. Recommend just to leave that in the up position all the time, and then you have the system in automatic. The compressor will only start when it needs to fill the tank. It'll run for a few seconds, then switch off, and you have completely silent operation again. To reassemble, install the front panel, take the top panel, making sure that the foot pedal holder is on the left. Slide it up into place. Like so. We can then put our water bottle back into its holder and replace the top panel. Something else you might notice is that this system has a built-in scaling. To change between scalar and handpieces, this toggle switch will select scalar when it's down or handpieces when it's up. This is the control button to supply power to the scalar, and this is the water flow. To switch between handpieces and scalar, as I said, toggle up, and then we can use this toggle to switch between the high speed or low speed handpieces. This switches the water off or on, and this controls the flow of the water. If we look at the high-speed handpiece first, we'll see that it comes supplied with a blank. To insert or remove the blank, it's simple question of pressing this button on the back, making sure that it's depressed fully. Never leave the handpiece without the blank when not in use. If someone were to stand on the foot pedal inadvertently and there's no blank in there, it can throw the chucks out of alignment and it could make it quite difficult to get a burr or even the blank back in. So just whenever it's not in use, leave the blank in. Some people will leave a burr in. Probably not the best idea because it's very easy to catch it and they are sharp. The handpiece itself is autoclavable and they're quite inexpensive. It's always recommended to keep a few in the drawer, and that will allow you to get through a full day's surgery should you autoclave the handpieces. On the end of the handpiece, you'll see there's 4 small pipes. If you look at the smaller of the 2 large ones, this is the one that we put the oil in. Now, the system will come with a small bottle with a dropper. You just need to put 2 drops of oil into that. You don't need to over oil it. Or we do sell a spray that would have a connector to spray oil down through the system. If you are autoclaving the handpieces, please do so, but don't use a drying cycle, and make sure you oil post autoclaving. The high-speed handpiece connects to the right-hand side hose. If you connect it to the wrong hose, if you connect it to the left-hand side hose, you won't get any water coming out of the handpiece. To connect the handpiece, and then simply screw it in place. The low-speed handpiece comes in 2 sections. You have the micromotor and you have the handpiece itself. So to connect, simply push together. If you want to disconnect, there's a small button to depress and that allows it to come apart. On the bottom there is a ring that gives a forward or reverse action. Whichever letter, F or R, the screw head is pointing at is the direction of travel, reverse, forward. The Profi angle, these are what I would class as a semi-disposable item. They will last quite a few procedures, but they do gunk up over time with the paste. At that point, it's not really worth trying to fix them. You might as well just put a new one on. They're very inexpensive. And in fact, we do sell packs of disposable ones. To connect the Profi angle, take the inner bar, insert into the angle, and then you can locate the head and you can lock it in various positions, any position preferable. Once you have the position that you would like to select, simply turn the lock screw as such. And again, the oiling procedure is exactly the same. A couple of drops of oil into the smaller of the 2 large pipes. Connect to the left-hand side hose by locating the holes and screwing up. Next we have our 3-way syringe. We have the syringe itself and the handpiece. Now the handpiece will supply water, air, or by depressing both together, it's a mist function. To insert the syringe, push back on the collar, insert, click into place. To remove is the opposite, push on the collar and remove. This can also be autoclaved. Here we have our handpiece for our scalar. Now the scalar handpiece just pushes onto the cable, just line up the holes, give a slight rotation and connect together. When you buy the unit, it will come with a blister pack of tips and also a torque wrench or applicator. To insert the tip into the scalar handpiece, if you take one of these tips and insert it into the torque wrench, you can then screw that into place. Making sure that you don't force it and over tighten it, but it needs to be snug. Remove, and you're good to go. To remove the tip, it's just the same procedure in reverse. And there you have it. Thank you for watching. This is the VETair 2 from Burtons.